In this video, we'll talk about array methods. So in previous video, we have seen how to create an array, how to fetch the value from an array, what is the index in the array. So now we'll see how we can transform the array. And to do the transformation in the array, we have some methods. There are many methods available in the JavaScript, but these 7 methods are very much needed to understand LWC properly. So the first method is map. So map loop over the array and return a new array based on the value returned. So real use case of the map is when you have an array and you want to transform the array into your own structure or in your own way, and it returns a new array. So always go with the map. Then there is a every method. It returns true and false if every element in the array satisfy the condition. Then we have a filter method that filter out the element based on this condition satisfy. Then we have a sum method that returns true if at least one element in the array satisfy. Then we have the sorting with which you can sort an array. Then you have a reduce method that reduce the array into a single value. And then we have forEach that you can consider as a loop in JavaScript, another form of loop. So it runs over the each element of an array. So let's go to our VS Code and start exploring this method. So now I'm in code editor. So we'll create first an array. So let's say let arr equal to, like, we'll say 2 3 okay 2 3 5 7 9 10. I'm adding some number into an array. So we'll start with map method. So as we know, map method is used to transform an array. So I have a condition. I want to double the values given in the array. So that's more like transforming the value in the array. To do that, so whatever the syntax I'm going to explain, the same syntax we're going to use in all the properties, all the methods. Okay, so just remember the syntax. We'll talk about syntax first. We'll say array dot your method name. Okay, then within the method you will pass a callback function. Within the function you will use current item, then your index, and then your actual array. Just remember this syntax by heart, okay, because all the function gonna use the same syntax, except the method name will be changed and the array on which you are applying that method is gonna change. Okay, so this is the syntax. I'll comment this out and start writing the map method. Okay, so I'm running a map on an array. My method name is map. It will take a callback function. This callback function will receive current item, index property, and the actual array. So it's sort of a loop only, but with the different styling. Okay, but map always returns something, and what we want to return, we want to return the double of each and every number. Okay, so what we can do is we can say return whatever the current item is coming, multiply it by 2. Okay, and we'll at least print the index for your understanding, and we'll print the array as well, and let's print the current item as well. We can print in the single line, that's better. So we'll use the string interpolation. We'll say current item is current item, then we can print index, and then we can say array, and we'll say $array. Okay, and whenever the loop runs, it returns always something. Map always returns something. It's an interview question, so remember, map loop always return an array. Okay, so let new array equal to, and we'll console this. Now you can see it's printing current item So the loop started, it pick up the first element as current element. It says current element is 2. In array, index starts from 0, it pick up the 0 index, and it array is the whole array that is on which you are running the loop. Likewise, it picked it up, and the in return you see all got doubled, multiply by 2, 2 become 4, 3 become 6, 5 become 10. Likewise, he double that. So we transform the array, and the actual array will remain same. It's not updating their value. So I'll print the array properties, and see the array is remain same. Map method just transform and returns a new array. Okay, so this is how maps work. Let's go to the filter method. Okay, and I want the array to return me the value that is greater than 5. Okay, I want to filter out the values which is greater than 5. So syntax will remain same. I want to apply on an array AAR. The function, the method name is filter. It takes the function, it takes the current item, it takes the index, it takes the array item or the array. Okay, and you don't need to pass if you are not using. I'm just writing it again and again so that you can remember it. And now I want to return. Here we'll write the condition. So filter out if current item greater than 5, not equal even. Okay, we'll say let filtered values, and we'll print the filter values now in console. Log filtered value. Now it returning me, I'll comment it out, the map function at least, so you can differentiate. Now it returning me 7, 9 and 10 which are greater than 5. So this is how we use filter function. So let's go to the another method, that is every, and it checks if all the elements in array are passing the conditions or not. So let's create another array, array 2. I'll say 32, 33, 18, 40, some random number I'm adding. Okay, consider this as a age. I'll say it age, and I want to check whether all the members that are available is greater than 18 or not. Okay, so this is a real use case. So again the syntax is same. We are running the loop on the age. Method name is every. It takes a syntax function. Function will have current item. I don't need index and array, so I'm ignoring those parameters here. So what I want to check, I want to check return if current item is greater than 18 or not. Okay, and we'll say let is all adult. Okay, and it will return true and false. So log if it matches this condition for all the elements, it return true, otherwise it false. It returning false because we are checking current age greater than 18, but here is the age that is 18 as well. If I say greater than equal to 18, it returns true. Every method checks each and every element, and all the elements should satisfy the condition, then only it returns true, otherwise it returns false. Similarly, there is a method called sum, and that returns the same thing, true and false, but instead of checking, I'll just copy paste the same method. Instead of every, I'll change it to sum, and I want to check if you are greater than 32. So in this case, it's gonna check, I'll say age list, and run the age list because we cannot redeclare the same identifier. And I'll change this name to is as adult, is adult. So now we are running the sum method. So we have a age list. We are checking in the age list if the current item is greater, means the current age that is coming is greater than 32 or not. So instead of every, in every it will check each and every element, but in sum, if any of the condition met with the property or the element, it returns true. So it comes to 32, it says greater than 32, no. It comes to 33, greater than 32, yes. It will not check further, it just return true immediately. Yes, some conditions has met, take true from me. So this is how the sum method works. So let's go to the another method, that is a sorting method. As the name applies, so it used for sorting. And let's say I have a names, array of names, Nikhil, John, Smith, because I have a name. So if I want to sort these names, I simply write within the console log, I can write directly names dot sort. By default, the sort method sorts the value as string in alphabets and ascending order. So it will automatically sort in the ascending order. J comes first, N second, and S third. This is how the alphabetic sorting works, but the sorting in numbers is different, and for that you need a comparator function. We'll say sorting of number, and I'll say I have some points 10, 30, some random number you can take, 12, 18, 54, something. Okay, and then to apply the sort method, so you need to say points dot sort, and it takes the function. It's a comparator function, a comma b, and we'll say return a minus b. A minus will return in the ascending order, and we'll say let's sorted value equal to, and we'll print the sorted value now in console, and the sorted value is 10, 12, 39, 54, and 80. It's in the ascending order. As soon as I change the order of a minus b to b minus a, it returns the value in the descending order. So this is how sort method work. Let's move on to the another method, that is reduce method. This is also a very powerful method, and this method help us to reduce the value into a single digit. It follows the same syntax like map, filter, every, and other, but there is a little bit tweak in the syntax, not exactly same. So its syntax is something like array on which you want to apply the loop, then the reduce method, it takes the function, and instead of current value, it takes initial value or the total value, you can say initial, or I would say total. We called it accumulator sometime. Then the syntax is same. We'll take second parameter current value, then index, then array, and after the first function there is another property called initial value. So this is the syntax of reduce method. Let's write a method and see how it works. So you can say you have a number like let number equal to 12, 78, 30, some numbers are there, and you want to sum this using reduce. So the syntax is run the loop on the number, and the loop name is reduce, the method name I would say, and it takes function. First, always define the initial value. When the loop runs, what should be the initial value? I said it should start with a 0. So the initial value here, the total start with a 0. So whatever you give the initial value, that will be your first parameter of the function. Okay, and then you need current item. Current item is nothing, it's the each number, and we want to return total plus current item. Okay, so it should sum up. Let's see, let sum equal to, and console this out, console.log sum, and the sum is 120. It's giving us the sum of the numbers. Reduce has some other benefits that I'll show in the real project. I have once reduce real use case, a very complicated one, but it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so the last method is forEach. This is the basic loop, like a for loop in the functional programming. So if you want to run something, suppose on the loop on the same number, so you just need to write the same syntax, run for each item and function, then current item, and whatever you want to do on that number you can do inside the for each. But the difference between for each and the map always returns something, for each never returns. You can perform some operation, like you want to call the server within the loop, or you want to do some manipulation of some data within the loop without returning something, you can do it. For time being, I just printed the loop, and now you see it's printing the number 12, 10, 78 and 30. So this is about for each loop. So we have seen different types of method, and we covered all the 7 different types of method, and it's a form of a loop, but in functional programming we are using these methods and heavily used in LWC. Practice is as much as you can, and in the next video we're gonna learn promises, and I'll see you in the next video.